my channel. It's your girl Cay Danae. As you can see from the title, today I'm going to be doing a story time about my miscarriage. Now, I'm doing this story time for a couple of reasons. One, because I always get the question, how am I doing? How do I feel about it? Da 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 da. Two, because if I can help another woman with my experience, just by giving her some information, then I would love to do that. So this video isn't done for pity. I'm good. That's why I'm talking to you guys about it now. It happened about, what is this, May and February. So 3 months ago. Yeah, let's just get straight to the video. So let's start from the very first beginning. So I found out that I was pregnant in, I want to say November. November. Because I had my last cycle. What a coincidence. What a coincidence. But my last cycle, it ended on November 16th. And my boyfriend's birthday was on the 15th. So, but my cycle ended on the 16th, and I found out I was pregnant November 29th. Took a test, came back positive. Y'all, I never seen a pregnancy test come back positive so quick. Like, my mom was born, like, it took it took less than 3 minutes. Those 3 minutes that they tell you to wait, it took less than 3 minutes. And that boy was like positive. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really pregnant. Like, I couldn't believe that I was pregnant, which is, mind-blowing to me. But anyways, so going along in my pregnancy. I'm about, I want to say a month or something like that. Because I was having some issues with my health insurance, so I couldn't go to the doctor like right away. The insurance was finally settled. I went to the doctor, and that was in January, and I was about a month, I believe, or a month and a half. And they confirmed the pregnancy. They gave me my estimated due date, which would have been August the 17th of this year. And as the time goes by, I'm supposed to be scheduling my first real appointment so that I can get an ultrasound. Now, I couldn't get this done as soon as possible because the doctors that took my insurance, they didn't have appointments until April and March, which was too far for me to wait. So I have finally found a doctor that had a close time that I can go get an ultrasound and make sure everything was doing good. And sadly to say, before the appointment came, I had went to the bathroom one day. It was in I think it was February 17th. I went to the bathroom. It was like nighttime, and I had noticed that I was having some vaginal bleeding. So I'm like, do I want to go to the I know I'm supposed to go to the doctor, but I just hate going to the doctors. I'm like, this probably is something serious. I probably shouldn't be bleeding. So I went to the hospital, the emergency that night. They got me actually in pretty quick since it was since I was pregnant. And they took my blood and everything, had me in this room that was on like the first level or whatever. And then they had me go to, because I was 14 weeks and 2 days when I went to the emergency. And that's considered past the time frame where they send you over to labor and delivery. So then they sent me over there and they did an ultrasound. And the lady was like, how many weeks are you again? And I'm like, well, I'm supposed to be 14 weeks and 2 days. And I could hear that she was, getting a little bit quiet. She kept doing the ultrasound. And then she wanted to say, so usually around this time frame, what we would see is a gestational sac with a baby, what she said, a developing baby, and right now I'm not seeing that. So I already knew before they even told me that it was a miscarriage, but they wanted to go around the bush, which I hated. Like, I hate when doctors just go around the bush trying to tell you something. Like, just tell me what it is and tell me what it ain't. Because I don't like that type of stuff. So, what she did, she made me schedule an appointment to get a transvaginal ultrasound. And what I did was made an appointment the next day, actually, and I got that done to get another doctor's opinion. And the difference between a regular ultrasound and a transvaginal ultrasound, the regular one is put the gel in your stomach and they do the ultrasound from there. A transvaginal one is when they have like this little stick that has like a camera inside of it or whatever, and they put lube, jelly, whatever, I don't know. They put something on that and they insert it into your vagina, and so that they can get a closer look to see, what's going on with your insides. So that Monday I went and I got the transvaginal ultrasound. So the lady's doing it. She's not saying anything. I think she did ask me how many weeks am I, and I told her 14 weeks and 2 days, and then she went back to doing what she was doing. So after she got done doing the transvaginal ultrasound, she had her supervisor come in there and explain everything. So we waited about 15 minutes, and he told us that usually around this time frame, what we would see is a gestational sac, which they've seen, but they weren't seeing a developing baby in the gestational sac. So they told me that it was a threatened abortion, which is basically a miscarriage, and that the pregnancy wasn't going to be viable, which means the pregnancy wasn't going to be successful. So, I can't remember if he went over my options with me. I don't recall him going over the options with me. Oh, he told me to call my primary care physician so that we could go over our options. I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember that part. But I do remember going back into the emergency. It was February 22nd. And it was because I was having excruciating cramps. Like, when I mean excruciating, like, it was like period cramps on steroids. And I'm like, I'm telling my boyfriend, like, I can wait it out. I can do this. And I'm thinking in my head, like, oh my gosh, I gotta give props to the women that have natural births, because that pain, oh my gosh. Well, props to all the women who can, have a child, but that pain, oh my gosh. So I did go. I ended up going to the emergency, and they told me that I was starting to pass the tissues and membranes naturally, and that I could either do it 100% naturally, or they could give me this pill to help me pass the stuff naturally, or worst case scenario, I would have to get a DNC if everything didn't pass naturally. So I opted for the pill, and I had them give me some medicine to deal with the cramps because I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I felt like I was about to pass out, and this had to be one of the worst experiences in my life. Well, at that time, I do believe that things happen when they're supposed to happen. So, I do believe in God. So, yeah, I do believe that God would put more on me than I can handle. As of now, I'm doing good. My 21st birthday is coming up in 2 weeks. Holla at your girl. And, once that's over, when it happens, it happens. That's what I'm gonna say. In the beginning, mentally, it was hard. I didn't cry in front of the doctors, but once I got in the car, I bawled my eyes out. Because I was actually happy that I was pregnant. It wasn't like I didn't want the baby, or it wasn't at the right time. So, yeah. All I did was take it day by day, pray to God, and I had a great support system as well. I do want to say that during this process, I feel that my boyfriend maybe grieved a little bit harder than I did, because he was attached to the baby, but since I hadn't had any ultrasounds prior to knowing that it was a miscarriage, I was just attached to the idea of being a mother, not so much the actual child. Because I hadn't had any ultrasounds, I didn't know what was going on. I do want to say a big shout out to my baby for being a very strong individual, because I know dealing with this is not easy, but he was the strong one within this situation for us. Now we're pretty much good. Just about to do it up for my 21st birthday, and after that, whenever it happens, it happens. So, and lastly, miscarriages are actually more common than they're talked about, because 1 in 4 women will experience a miscarriage. So if you are going through this or have gone through this, don't beat yourself up about it. To me, this was actually a relief, because the doctor told me that once the body recognizes that the chromosomes aren't being developed correctly, that can cause you to miscarry. So, in a sense, I was kind of grateful, because, I do want a healthy child, and, that's just that. So, I'm a friendly person. I'm a cool, down to earth person. So if anybody else went through this and would like to talk about it with me or want any advice. If it's something that I didn't cover, feel free to DM me about it. I'm a pretty much open book. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, go ahead and DM me. But other than that, make sure you guys like, put some comments down below, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.